is Tuesday, November 10th, and today I wanted to do another vlog and really show you guys how I structure my days. I run my weekdays like I have a 9-to-5 job. I try and start work at 9, finish up at 5, or at least all the readings I have to get done. I know that my schedule will not work for everyone. It's just to show you what works for me right now. When I was getting my master's at NYU, I did work an actual part-time job, and I could not do a 9-to-5 schedule because a lot of times I was actually working 9 to 5. So I would end up working all day and then studying late at night. But fortunately I don't have that anymore because I'm really bad at studying at night, and when it gets dark I just lose all my concentration. I get really tired, so I try and start my days fairly early and then just work through the whole day, and that way I can be the most productive I am first thing and when it's still light outside. So I just woke up, it's a little past 7:30. I'm gonna go downstairs and make some breakfast, put myself together, and take you guys along with my day. Okay, I'm now going on a morning walk. I used to do my walks in the evenings after class, but now that the daylight savings time change has happened, it gets dark too early. So getting in a little bit of morning exercise to help me focus and, I don't know, just be more energized for the rest of the day. Definitely feeling nice and warmed up now that I've gotten my walk in. It's been really nice weather the past few days, so I've been trying to soak up the sun before it gets very gray and very cold. So my usual 9-to-5 schedule, this holds true mostly for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays in the mornings, I usually go grocery shopping, and then sometimes like every few weeks I have therapy. So that is my morning schedule, and then I get kind of back into the routine for the rest of the day. And then on Thursdays, that day is so messed up. I start working at usually 9 a.m. and then I have class at 12:45 to 3:30. Then I have another class from 7 to 9:45 p.m. When I was in undergrad, I used to make sure I didn't have any 8 a.m.s. I usually had classes that started at 9, and I didn't have any classes that went past 5. Usually I didn't have any classes that went past 3 p.m. because I just cannot concentrate late at night. So that day is the longest day. I'm so ready to just go to bed after that class is done. I usually take a break after the class that ends at 3:30 and do some yoga and have dinner, but still it is a very long day and a very long time to be on. But I try and stick to the schedule. So I start working at 9. Today I have a reading to do. I'm reading, let's see, The Lights That Failed, European International History from 1919 to 1933 by Zara Steiner, and it is for my international studies class. It is a very long book. This book is 850 pages. It's for my Tuesday class, but it's for next Tuesday's class, but I got started on it yesterday because it's just so big And today's class is interesting because we have a guest speaker, I guess, so half of it is going to be seminar, then half of it is guest speaker. After I get this reading done, I have a meeting with my advisor. I was supposed to pick my classes out last week on Friday, but he had to reschedule, so I'm really hoping that we can nail down my classes. I don't have as many good options as I did this semester. This semester, all 3 classes were in European history. That's another, I think the biggest misconception I get about doing a PhD is all my friends and family think that all of my classes are on French history because that's my subject of specialty, but that's not how PhD programs work. You take a lot of different classes because the goal for these classes is to get a general survey of fields that are somewhat pertinent to your dissertation, but also fields that you might be teaching in. Whenever I eventually finish this program, I'm not going to get a job just teaching French history. Those jobs don't exist anymore. I'll likely get a job of European history, and so I'll need to teach a lot more material than just French history. So I gotta pick out my classes for next semester, hopefully get some variety in there, and then lunch, class, and then that should be the end of my day. But first up, gotta get a lot of reading in, so let's get started. I have to say, one of the great things about working from home is just being able to take a little break and straighten your hair at your desk. I don't normally straighten my hair. I don't do it that often, but if I shower late at night and then sleep on my wet hair, it literally looks insane. And since I do have a meeting today, I just want to look a little more presentable. So I took a quick 10-minute break from reading. I tried to straighten my hair while reading. That didn't really work out. So quick 10-minute break, which is good for my eyes anyway, so stop reading for a moment. I'm gonna try and finish up my last bit of reading, and then I have my meeting in just under an hour. Hi Bruno, how are you? All right, so it is now about 12:30. I just finished up my meeting with my advisor, and I'm now heating up some soup for lunch. Quick, easy. Today is my day of leftovers, which is really nice. The meeting went okay. I still don't know what classes I'm taking next semester. One of the frustrating things is that there's not always going to be classes that not even aren't pertinent to your dissertation, but just your fields in general, and I'm really struggling. There's not a lot of options, and it's really frustrating, and I can't even really find any classes in other departments. I thought about taking a class in the French department, but they have 2 graduate classes for next semester. One is on French as a second language. Been there, taught that in France, don't need to learn that. And the second one is on the history of fashion and consumption, which is interesting, but definitely not anything that relates to my project at all, or I could use on my general exams. Checking in on my soup. I think it's done. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, it was a mildly productive meeting. I'm gonna scarf down this soup, try and prep for class for a little bit just to review my notes, and then I will be in class from 2:15, actually no, from 2 to 5 today. So that's the rest of my day. Oh my god, it is so sunny. I don't even think I need this. We're at a break in class. We have a quick break. Today's class usually goes from 2:15 to 5, but we have a guest speaker, and so the first part from 2 to right now 3:15, there was a workshop, and we got to meet with an author, Simon Miles, who wrote a book, Engaging the Evil Empire, about the Cold War. So far a field from what I studied, but it was really interesting. And then we have a talk that he's giving from 3:30 until 5, This video was supposed to be about my 9 to 5 schedule, but in between this, I had emailed one of my professors to see if she had any time this week to set up a meeting and chat about my courses, because I may want to take a seminar class with her next semester, but it's an 8,000 level, which is a writing course, and usually for people who are writing chapters of their dissertation. I wanted to see her thoughts about me taking that class and trying to write an article, and she was like, sure, you want to do after 5? So I now have a meeting at 5:15, which kind of negates my 9 to 5, but it is what it is. Excited to get some feedback with her, and then I'll have something to report back to my advisor next week. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, play a game of darts. I should show you guys, this is what I do in my spare time on all my classes when we have breaks. Just get a dart, and it's very good for stress relief, you know? Anyways, so I'm gonna take a little break, and then back in 15 minutes, I've got the workshop, and we will try and finish out the rest of my day. Hi, how are you? I am absolutely 100% pooped. I'm so tired. I was not expecting to have another meeting tonight, but that's just the time that my professor suggested, and I really did need to talk to her, so I'm glad it worked out. But usually on my work days, so Monday through Friday, I stop working at 5 p.m. I do yoga, and then I start making dinner. And then after dinner, I usually wrap up around 7 p.m. is when I have an hour of something. So I'm either reading for my dissertation topic, or I'm doing some sort of other professional development. Tonight I will be working on a project for a class on Thursday. It's our big capstone kind of project of the semester. We have to give a 20-minute lecture. It is for my professionalization and pedagogy class. It is one of the 3 required courses that we have to take throughout our time here in coursework. So I have to come up with a lecture. I don't really know what I'm doing. Our teacher's given us 0 guidance, just pick a topic that you'll probably end up teaching and present us a 20-minute lecture. So I gotta brainstorm for that tonight. First up is yoga, and then dinner, then lecture, and then sleep. Sweet, sweet sleep to get some rest and start it all over again tomorrow.
Hi, Catherine.
Hello.
Hi. Came up winning the coverall.
Wow, 75 cents.
So
what are you gonna do with your newfound money?
well, I can buy Klondike in the country store.
I love you. Have a great night.
I love you too, dear.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright guys, that about wraps it up for tonight. I was able to eat dinner, talk with my grandma, get a little more work done on a project. Even though I didn't really stick to my 9 to 5 today, in general, you know, that's the best practice for me. I always start work at 9 o'clock in the morning. It gets me productive, on track for the rest of the day, and in a good work mindset. If I think of any other tips and tricks that help me succeed, I will let you guys know. So I don't really have a set bedtime routine at the end of the day. I try and go to bed in between 10 and 11 p.m. every night. The one thing I do every night is write in this book, Living Well, One Day at a Time. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a gratitude journal because I don't always write gratitudes, but it's something that my mom got me at the start of my PhD program. She'd had it for a while, but thought that this would be great at the start of my PhD program because it spans over 5 years. And it has some guidelines at the front of the book to follow, and so sometimes I just kind of peek in those to get inspiration. But you can write pretty much anything. You can write about a self-care thing you did for the day, write new goals, you can talk about your struggles. And so I try to just jot down something that happened that was good during the day, or something that maybe wasn't so good, or what I can do to improve the next day. So I always make sure to write in this before I go to bed. Besides writing in this journal, I also do a Sudoku puzzle, not every night, but when I can, I like to do a few Sudokus, turn on either some soothing music or a podcast, let my mind relax a little bit. I do consider Sudokus relaxing, and it also encourages me to get off my phone at the end of the night, because if I'm just scrolling on my phone, it's harder for me to go to sleep. So instead, by doing a Sudoku, it's relaxing, I'm not on my phone. So that would be my kind of bedtime routine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.